Okay, here's a little Planty update. My Monstera has not gotten another leaf yet. There's one in there just probably starting, but nothing crazy. And this is probably sized up to where it's going to be. What is this called? Thematophyllum is doing really well. A new leaf's coming out. The leaves are huge. This is my Epipremnum variegata, and it is doing so well. So I put it on this moss pole, and the leaves were, this size, and it was about to here, and all the new stuff that's come out has just gotten bigger and bigger and bigger. And this one has a fenestration on the leaf. Isn't that crazy? And there's a new leaf up there. And then this is my Monstera siltepecana. Did the same thing, put it on this moss pole, and I keep all this moss in there wet, and it's doing the same thing. It is sizing up the leaves like crazy, and there's roots growing into all these holes. You can see them. Like if I turn this, you can see the roots in there, and they fill up the whole thing. So this is just a little fiddle leaf that was just little pieces off my big plant that were growing up out of the bottom of it, and I took it off and potted it up a while back. Here's my Pilea peperomoides. That's pretty crazy. I just brought it out today, just to be outside for a little bit because it wasn't insanely hot. Hoya australis, I think it's Lisa. This poor thing's not doing good back here at all, but it's not dead yet. My string of hearts, not doing well, but it's not completely dead. I've got like 2 strands out of how many that I had. Just a pothos down there, just cuttings that I had. I put this one down here on a moss pole, and that one, I don't know if it's gonna do okay. It loves humidity, so hoping that takes root in there and does well. That's a philodendron brandy, or brandiantum or something it's called, but they call it a brandy. My dragon scale alocasia is doing really good. Lots and lots. The leaves aren't getting huge like I've seen some, but I keep getting new leaves, so that's good. It likes it out here too. My pothos, it is doing well. Let's see these aerial roots back here. See? It's not like it's really holding on to it. Like if I took these Velcro pieces off, I don't think it would stay up. But these newest 2 leaves are still getting bigger, and it's looking good. This is some Adansonii cuttings that I had in a terracotta pot, and today I made a moss pole because I could see there's these aerial roots coming out of it, and I'm like, oh, I think this one needs to go on a pole too. So that's been on a pole today. These are just cuttings off the one plant. It's got lots and lots of roots happening. It likes it to be out here too. It gets morning sun right here. And let's see, my Hoya abovada. I don't know, I never say it right. This is doing really well. It's the biggest leaf. It's getting some aerial roots. You can see on the side there. Let me see from this angle. Oh my goodness, I think this right here is called a peduncle, and that's where it would flower. So a lot of times they just grow and nothing happens. So hopefully I'll get a flower. I'm not counting on it, but here's another. This is a Hoya Crimson Queen, and this is the Crimson Princess. And they are both growing. See these new leaves, they come in pink from the sun, and so it's really doing well. This, I can't remember the scientific name to this, but it's crazy. It's like something you can't even pronounce. And it's doing well. I've wrapped it around a couple times. You can see right here, it's growing those little tendrils to try to grab on to the little trellis I have in there. And here's another Hoya. This is the, oh, it's very hard to say. I can't remember. I'm gonna see if I can put it on the screen somehow. This is a jade plant, variegated jade plant. And this is also a variegated jade plant. I know they have two different names. They're two different types. This one has more yellow tones to it, and the leaves are really rounded. And then this one, the variegation's white, and they're like really pointy leaves. Okay, let's see here. Oh, this is my other jade plant that is just humongous. It's doing really, really well. I think I've had it in the sun a little bit too long, and you can see it browned on that leaf, so I took it and put it under here so it doesn't get as intense sun. And then these are all just little succulents and stuff. This one I've had since last summer. It's that ogre ear thing, those funky leaves. And let's see what else I got. My string of bananas, and it's doing very well all the way down. So it's doing good. I feel like it might need repotted after this summer. And then this is the string of pickles, or also called like a ruby necklace because of the stem is like pretty red. This one loves the sun. This one gets a ton of sun. I have some cuttings of string of turtles in here, and they're not doing very well. Yeah, but they're not dead. So that's good, right? And that's just in that hanging pot. And my string of turtles, the one that I got most recently, and it's doing so well. Look at this. It's not dropping any leaves yet. I've only watered it one time since I got it. And the leaves are pretty thick. You see how that one is pretty thick? That means they're filled with water, and they don't need watered. And they're all pretty fat, so PHAT. This is a strawberry begonia. And I started this from a little cutting like this last year. Okay, turn back around. You see right there. So, and now it's up to being this big. This loves humidity too. So everything's doing really well out here because of the humidity. My watermelon peperomia, it's very leggy. Like the things are super long. But it's okay. I'm not 100% impressed by it whatsoever, but. And my Norfolk pine has been back here because it was getting too much sun, so it gets morning sun even though it's behind this chair. It's not looking pretty at all, but it's growing. All this is getting longer, so I haven't killed it yet. And down here I have my ponytail palm. This gets a ton of sun too. And then this jade plant, it's exactly the same as the one that I showed you on the shelf that said it was really big. This is how it started out. And you can see that it's starting to get bigger because it's been in so much sun. And then we have this little ditty. So these should get bigger and become flowers. This is what's left over from that first flower. You see? And I think it's supposed to be a seed pod. So it's very interesting. And then this little baby one on the side, it is honestly getting way bigger. So I think I can just somehow cut that out and transplant it. I might wait till it's a little bit bigger. And then this was some kind of variegated cactus, and I got it from, I think, Home Depot. And it twists as it grows. I thought it was cool. So I've had this for about, I don't know, 6 months or so. And so I brought it out here, and it seems to be loving the sun. It's getting a little fatter. And I think that's about it. Just some little cuttings of things. I've had this since last summer. It's looking kind of sad. I need to pull it out of here, change the water, clean off the roots, because it's just in, it's just in the water. This is doing really well. I guess this is supposed to really, really love sun. And it really hasn't sized up any since I got it, but it's not dead. I love the pink on the leaves. It's like really cool, like the border of it. It's pretty cool. And what else? This was a little teeny cutting, and it's a Tradescantia also, just like this. And this is just a different kind, and it was a little teeny cutting, and it just blew up. I wasn't even trying to grow it. It was on, I forget what other plant when I got it, and I just threw it down here in a pot, and it just started growing. So then I potted it up in this. It's pretty cool. That's pretty purpley color. This isn't looking too hot. I don't know if that's too much water. It might be. It might be just a couple of the oldest leaves yellowing a little bit. This is some cuttings of the string of bananas. That is from this one. I have several that I've cut. I'll have to show you inside. Okay, now it's on to the inside of the house.